Football is almost back. And for the Denver Broncos, that means decision time. We're just a few weeks away from kickoff, but before the first snap is taken, the front office is staring down one of its toughest offseason challenges yet. 4 players, 4 major contributors, all of them at the end of their contracts. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. This is about keeping the heart of your roster intact. The Broncos have to decide, who do we fight to keep and who do we let walk? In today's video, we're breaking down each of these players, the role they played last season, and what this means for the future of Broncos football. Because make no mistake, this moment could define the next 5 years of the franchise. And you know what makes it even more complicated? The salary cap, the very thing designed to keep teams competitive, now forces impossible choices. Last season, Denver pulled off 2 incredible team-friendly deals. Quinn Miners, a beast in the trenches, took a massive discount. Analysts like Brian Baldinger called him the strongest offensive lineman in the league. If he had hit free agency, teams would have lined up to break the bank, but he stayed. Why? Because he believes in this team. Same with Patrick Surtain, arguably the best defensive back in football, yet somehow only the 4th or 5th highest paid at his position. That's loyalty. That's trust in the Broncos' future. But now the front office has to work that magic again. And this time, the stakes are even higher. Because with Bo Nix on a rookie contract, the window to build a championship caliber roster is wide open, but only for a limited time. If Denver can lock down the right guys now, we're talking about a potential Super Bowl window that could last for years. Miss the mark, and we're right back to square one. So, Broncos country, I want to hear from you. Out of these 4 key players, which one must the team prioritize? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This decision will shape everything. The clock is ticking. The cap is closing in. The future is in the balance. Let's ride. There's a quiet war happening behind the scenes in the NFL. Not between players, not even between teams, but between owners and the salary cap. And the truth is, when you have one of the richest ownership groups in sports, like the Walton Penner family in Denver, the rules start to bend a little. See, the Broncos can do what only a handful of teams can: structure contracts creatively. You front-load massive sums in cash, stash money in escrow, and tack on void years at the end of deals you don't actually intend to honor. It's perfectly legal for now. Just ask Roger Goodell. He sounded the alarm earlier this year, warning teams about abusing this flexibility, especially pointing to ownership groups like the Kroenkes, who also own the Denver Nuggets. And if you think the Broncos won't take advantage of the same strategy, think again. Because until the NFL rewrites the rules, it's fair game, and it gives Denver a real shot to keep this core together. So let's talk priorities. Which player has to be the first deal done? For me, it starts with Zach Allen, no question. This man is a force of nature. He doesn't just play defense, he leads it. The moment he came to Denver, he brought the kind of energy that reshapes entire locker rooms. He followed Vance Joseph from Arizona for a reason, because he believes in the mission and he's here to win. Allen's motor never stops. He's out there, play after play, tape wrapped around injuries, pushing through double teams like they're minor inconveniences. Every time he hits the field, you feel his presence. And statistically, he's joined elite company. Only 5 interior linemen since the stat was tracked have hit the opposing quarterback 40 times in a season. Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, and now Zach Allen. Let that sink in. Last season, every time he went down, Broncos fans held their breath. Because when he's off the field, the defense feels it. He sets the tone in the locker room, in training camp, and on every single snap. You want to talk about building a championship defense? You start with Zach Allen. If we're serious about contending while Bo Nix is on his rookie deal, this is the kind of warrior you build around. When Zach Allen gets 4 yards deep into your backfield before the play even develops, there's just no stopping that. He explodes off the line with the fastest first step of any interior lineman in football. The analytics prove it. Speed, strength, instinct. He's a complete nightmare for offensive coordinators. So yes, Zach Allen is the first priority, but right behind him is a rising star who's earned his place, Nick Bonitto. Bonitto didn't just flash last season. He delivered a pick six, a fumble return touchdown, and he racked up 13.5 sacks, putting him in the league leaders at his position. This isn't just about stats, though. It's about how he got there. He was drafted and developed by this team, and that means something, because building a great franchise isn't just about spending in free agency. It's about believing in your guys and rewarding those who rise through the ranks. When Denver took Benito, George Paton couldn't hide his excitement. And now, he's proving he was worth every bit of that draft capital. Locking him up would send the exact right message to the locker room. It doesn't matter how you got here. If you ball out, you get paid. Now, some might argue there's depth at edge rusher. Jonah Ellis, Dondria Tillman, Q Robinson, Jonathan Cooper's back. That's a strong rotation. But let's be real. How often does true edge rushing talent like Benito come along? Waiting until next offseason to sign him is a gamble. If he takes another leap, and all signs say he will, that price tag is going to skyrocket. Smart teams lock in rising stars before they become too expensive. And then there's Courtland Sutton. This one hits different. Sutton isn't just a weapon on the field. He's Bo Nix's safety net, his leader, his trusted target when everything breaks down. Every rookie quarterback needs that one guy, the one who makes the tough catches, who fights through traffic, who turns broken plays into highlights. Sutton is that guy. He's come back from injury. He's led with his voice and his actions. And even when things got messy, like when Russell Wilson was let go, a QB Sutton shared real chemistry with, he stayed the course, stayed professional, stayed committed. If the Broncos want to show that loyalty matters, that leadership matters, Sutton has to stay. He's not just part of the offense. He is the tone setter for this receiving core. These are the three: Zach Allen, Nick Benito, Courtland Sutton. Miss any one of them, and this team loses more than just talent. It loses its soul. Let's talk more about Courtland Sutton because his value goes way beyond the stat sheet. Even after the Broncos parted ways with Russell Wilson, a quarterback Sutton had deep chemistry with, he stayed locked in. He didn't sulk. He didn't check out. He bought into Sean Payton's vision, and he became one of Bo Nix's loudest supporters. That's the kind of leadership you can't measure with numbers. Now, sure, some critics are saying Sutton might ask for WR1 money, and they'll argue he's not Jamar Chase, he's not Justin Jefferson. Fair. But here's the reality. In Sean Payton's system, you don't need a single dominant alpha. You need smart, tough, dependable receivers who win matchups and move the chains. And last year, Bo Nix spread the ball to more receivers per game than any quarterback in the NFL. This offense isn't built to feed one guy 40% of the targets. It's built to exploit defenses, one smart throw at a time. Courtland Sutton fits that system. He's reliable, he's battle-tested, and most of all, he's the emotional anchor Bo Nix needs as he grows into this role. But if we're being honest, someone will have to go. And if it came down to one player we might need to move on from, it's probably John Franklin Myers. It's not a knock on him. He's a respected leader in the locker room, a grinder on the field, and a player teammates love going to battle with. But in a cap-tight league, tough choices are inevitable. His trade value could bring something meaningful in return, especially if Denver feels secure in its depth on the defensive line. That's the business side of the game, and while it's never easy, every player understands it. You'd hope and believe that even if a move is coming, these guys will give it everything they've got this season, because every snap is film, every play is a resume for what comes next, whether that's in Denver or somewhere else. But here's the good news, Broncos country. The future is blazing with potential. Every day, more national voices are waking up to what we've known all along. ESPN, PFF, Fantasy Pros. Analysts are starting to see it. They're talking about the resurgence, the danger this roster poses. Mina Kimes just praised our defense, and for good reason, because it's not just good, it's nasty. Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, and don't forget, Alex Singleton, our leading tackler, is healthy and back. On top of that, Bo Nix was ranked as a top 6 fantasy quarterback by Fantasy Pros already. And when you add in the fact that PFF named Sean Payton the top coach in football, you start to realize this team isn't rebuilding. It's ready to explode. All that's left is to lock in the right guys and let the rest of the league try to catch up. Broncos country, the ceiling isn't just high. We haven't even touched it yet. Let's ride into a new era.